In this video, I'll show you how to do the oil change on a 2014 Mazda 6. The front of the engine is all covered in plastic. There are front beams that you could use to jack up the car in order to install the jacks. However, that's a lot of plastic to take off just to jack up the vehicle. So what we've done here is showing you a setup on where you want to jack up the vehicle using the lip of the body seam right here. This is where you would be jacking up at this point. However, in order to put the stand in, we're just going to jack up the car further down a little bit, and then you want to install the stand right underneath the frame. There's a frame that goes across here, so that's what we've jacked up the car, and is supported at the frame here and on the other side. Once you've got the car secured on jacks, the next thing to do is to go to the front of the vehicle to remove the shroud that we're going to access. It's the shroud right there, where my finger is pointing to. So let me get that started, and we'll show you what it looks like from underneath. So this is the shroud that needs to be removed. There is 2 bolts right here. You could use a Phillips screwdriver to remove that. And then at this flat portion here, you stick in a flat screwdriver and simply pull down on here. Once you've done that, there's 3 of them. Once you've done that, this whole thing will pop out, exposing the oil filter and the bolt that you have to undo in the pan. So this is what it looks like underneath the shroud. Here you're gonna need a 8mm Allen to open this, and then there is your the oil filter. In my setup, I'm just going to use one of these. I have an issue where I cannot put this in there because the oil filter is in the way. So the first thing I do is I remove the oil filter and then get this in there to remove the bolt. Keep in mind, you want to have an oil pan underneath and be ready to catch all that oil that comes off. I like the filters when they're oriented in the vertical position. This way you don't have a lot of mess that falls all over the place. So let me get the oil filter and that bolt removed. So I've got the oil filter slightly loosened. The oil is really hot right now, so I'm just going to let it drain until it stops. Once that stops, I'm just going to go ahead and then remove it. So you will have oil coming out of here. Okay, so we're almost done. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly remove this. That's it. Now I have room in here to come in and remove this. When replacing your oil filter, you want to make sure the new one matches in size, that the gasket is in the correct location. Some of them have them on the outside, some of them have them on the inside. You don't want anything like that mismatched. Other than that, I'm using the CarQuest. This is the premium filter. It's made by Wix, one of the best. And I'm going to be using the GTX Magnatex oil. You just want a fully synthetic 0W20 oil for this car. So we're going to apply some oil on the seal, and then hand snug tight the oil filter, and then put the cover back. Oh, before you put the cover back on, you want to make sure you put the oil in. We're going to go ahead and replace the oil through there. We're not going to put the lower shroud back on. We're going to fill the oil, check it, and once we're ready, we're not going to top it off. We're going to leave the car on the stands, put in 3.5, 4 quarts of oil, 4 quarts of oil, and then start the car up. Make sure there's no leaks. Once we know that there's no leaks, we'll go ahead and put the shroud back on in the reverse order. You just want to make sure you get those 2 screws in first, push the plug in, and then you're good to go. That's pretty much it. When you remove the vehicle off the stands, jack up the car, remove one side, lower the car, jack up the car from the other side, and then you can remove the jack from that side, and then you're done. That's basically it. If you have any questions, post them below and I'll do my best to answer them. Hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.